The Rock Metal Podcast, episode 233 with SIN SEER.
What else have I got left to say? What are the thoughts floating in my head? Bouncing back and forth with no action.
You can hear me okay, yeah? Ruby. All right, Rock Metal Nation, what is up? This is John from the Rock Metal Podcast. That sample you just heard was Silent Convictions by SIN SEER. I said that right? SIN SEER?
Yes, sir.
Cool. I want to make sure it wasn't Seer. SIN SEER. Guess it could be either way, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a play on words. It's all good.
Play on words. Who I've got on the show with me right now. They've got a new EP called, well, I guess it's not a new EP, Echoes of Eternity. Which one came first again? Echoes of Eternity or Silent Convictions?
Echoes of Eternity came out first. That one came out back in February. Silence came out in June. And we're working on a new one right now, which should be out next month. That one's going to be called Patch Me Up.
What? You know, I think I'm going to leave this as informal because it definitely shows some humility on my side.
Yeah.
I don't always have it all together, but at least I got my assistant engineer with me, and I've got the great company of Trey. So earlier this year, Trey released a whole bunch of work. He's been a busy cat. And so the song that you just heard was Silent Convictions off of their latest EP. We'll also be listening to another track called Echoes of Eternity off of the first EP for the band, SIN SEER. So, Trey, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me back, man.
Absolutely great to have you back on. I'm starting to feel like I should get a couch, you know, like a... What's that show, like Jay Leno or David Letterman?
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome.
No joke, and I think I'll leave this in for, tantalizing ears, but I'm actually in talks with myself to...
Yep. No.
To do such a thing, because the podcast is actually starting to pick up so much steam that I forecast within the next 6 to 9 months, it will run out of room to grow as it currently stands. So I need to think about how it can grow from there.
Yeah.
Right.
Been chatting about it with people, and they're like, yeah, no, if you could do like an actual show with a camera where you have, that'd be great. But then there's the travel cost of bands and stuff.
Right, yeah. But I think that's actually an excellent idea. And I was actually going to pitch that as well, because I'm actually, I'm a big fan of podcasts myself. And a lot of the times during the day when I'm just, got something on in the background, I'm always got YouTube videos of, podcast episodes going, or, if I'm like ending the day or whatever. It's a really great way to just unwind and just hear like some of your favorite people talk about, whatever. So, but yeah, I think that's an excellent idea.
Boom. Good. All right, let's go and listen. Did I welcome you to the show yet? Have I welcomed you?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I want to say so, yeah.
Cool. Welcome, Dre, welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Thanks
for having me.
Yeah, fantastic. Great to have you on. All right, let's go and listen back to that track, Silent Convictions.
Silent Convictions.
Left to say, what are the thoughts floating in my head? Bouncing back and forth with no action now. Secretive play is so vividly. Step aside the trap that I am bound. Drowning deep in my own shame and guilt. Finally admitting this to myself. There's nothing wrong with asking for a bit of it. Tell me the truth, Trey, for what's in your life. Please just tell the truth, and just tell me why. Do you do the things you do? Sounds deprecating, but it is so liberating to finally get the soul of a martyr. To say the least, you tried your best, but wasn't good enough to show you too much. Push away everyone that really cares. Then I wonder why I never get anywhere. Why do I always do this to myself? Never reading it back to different races. How do I plead?
right, coming back from Silent Convictions, it just starts off with a bang. No joke. There's lots of bangs in it. I think that's a snare drum, but there's so many bangs. It's just an attention grabber, and then the screaming starts, and it's next thing I know, I'm destroying half of my studio.
Right on.
So you're like, cool. So I'm curious, Trey, what's the story or inspiration behind Silent Convictions?
Well, ever since we started pursuing this project, I've kind of taken a lot more of a personal approach when it came to writing the lyrics. And Silent Convictions is kind of me openly admitting, all of my weaknesses, all of my flaws. It's been a rough few years for me, man. And, I'm not ashamed to admit that I actually needed help. I needed to get some counseling. I needed to, hear a professional's opinion about what was going on in my life. And that song was kind of just me sort of just exposing all of that and just finally opening up and admitting, like, I'm kind of putting myself on trial here. Yes, I've made all of these mistakes. I have all of these issues, but that's not what defines me as a person. So that's kind of where the song and the EP itself that's kind of where the inspiration took from.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm sorry. One of my flaws is being amazing. All right, let's go listen to the next track, Echoes of Eternity.
Echoes of Eternity.
Metal Nation, it's John from the Rock Metal Podcast for a real quick break to let you know that Jay over at Metal Mayhem Radio is looking to help you get your band in rotation on his station. So go ahead and hit up Jay at studio@metalmayhemradio.co.uk. That is studio@metalmayhemradio.co.uk. Just go ahead and say that the Rock Metal Podcast sent you. He'll get you into rotation on Metal Mayhem Radio. All right, coming back from Echoes of Eternity, which comes from the EP released in February earlier this year. So Similar question for you, Trey. What's the story or inspiration behind Echoes of Eternity?
Echoes is actually our oldest song. The other guy that I write with, Cameron, me and him have actually been friends since high school. And I want to say right around maybe junior, senior year, we both started picking up guitar. And I think he might have actually started a little bit before I did, but he picked it up really quickly. He still is an amazing, amazing guitar player. And this was actually back when MySpace was real popular. So like, you had like the musician profile, so you can upload your own music or your own demos. And right around the time he started, recording these guitar demos, and one of the very first ones he recorded was Echoes of Eternity. And it's actually those first 3 or 4 open chords that you hear in the song, that was where that originated from. Like that stayed intact throughout all these years. So it's probably our oldest song to date. And Cameron actually was the one who came up with the title for that. But Echoes to me is kind of just sort of my way of saying that this is the impression that I want to leave on the world, kind of thing. Like I want these sounds, these noises, these echoes to ring out, for the rest of, this existence, whatever. Like, this is what I want to be associated with. I guess that's kind of what I was going for with, with the song. And yeah, just trying to leave a good, I think any artist, like, doesn't matter what, if it's writing or directing or whatever, you want to be recognized, or you want to be remembered for like a certain piece of work that you've done. And I think for me, whenever we started writing this, like, this was something I just became so like not even cocky, but just confident and so proud of. And like, if there's anything that anybody ever remembers me for, I'm hoping that, it's going to be this. So that was kind of the, thought process behind all of that.
Cool. All right. So for Rock Metal Nation, who dug the 2-track Silent Convictions and Echoes of Eternity, will be excited to know that in the pre-roll we were chatting about working on some more music. So kind of a combo question for you, Trey. When we pick up the other 2 EPs, what should we expect? And then ultimately, what's coming down next on the pipeline for SIN SEER?
This next EP that we have coming out, which is going to be called Patch Me Up, I feel like it's going to sort of represent the best of both of those elements. The different dynamics. There's going to be a whole lot of melody, but there's still going to be a lot of that darkness, that creepiness to it. And it's just going to be, I feel like overall it's just going to be more of a, I don't want to say mature, because, these are all like months apart, but I just feel like just in the last few months that we've done all of this, we've already learned and obtained so much new information. So applying that to this, that's what we're ready to showcase. And we've been writing music constantly all year long. So this is by no means like the last piece of music you're probably going to hear from us this year either.
Groovy. All right. Now, the next logical question on Rock Metal Nation's mind is, how can we find out more about you guys and stay in touch? Is there a website that we should go to?
Yeah, well, like most bands out there, we're on Facebook, SIN SEER Music. You can look us up. The most active platform we're on right now is probably Instagram. I'm on there every day. Just chatting with new people, trying to, get the music out there. So anyone who's got an Instagram, just look us up at sinseer.music. We're also on Twitter. Hit us up on SoundCloud. We're pretty much everywhere. Bandcamp. Our music is actually on iTunes and Spotify. So just keyword search. Just hit us up.
All right. Well, Trey, unless there's anything else you wanted to throw out there, I just wanted to thank you for taking time out of your day to come onto the Rock Metal Podcast and sharing SIN SEER with Rock Metal Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. I just want to say thank you again, man, for having me on. I always enjoy, our talks. Thanks to anyone who's listening who actually cares enough to check this out. Yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it. Just keep rocking and rolling, right?
All right, Rock Metal Nation. Hope you just found your new favorite band in Sin Seer. Big thanks again to them for coming on and sharing their music with us. Make sure to head over to www.therockmetalpodcast.ca to get all the information on the show you just heard today. And until then, rock on, Rock Metal Nation.